Welcome to Let's Be Real Sports Podcast, presented by Let's Be Real Media. Watch us live on YouTube and Twitter, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at LBR_media. Also, subscribe to us on any podcasting platform.
What's going on? BLJ here, the best hype man in the NBA. Man, I'm here with Let's Be Real. Tune in. Hello.
All right, back. Let's Be Real Sports Podcast with the guys. How y'all doing?
Doing well for Wednesday. How are y'all, fellas?
You finally out your feelings?
No, and see, I had forgotten about it. I really have forgotten about it. But then now you brought it up, so therefore I remembered again. So yes, I'm in my feelings to answer your question.
My wine Wednesday, the wine got you all in your feelings. But how y'all doing, man? What's
No. We will not do that to the wine.
Shout out to Baby Shiloh making his appearance.
Oh, yeah, Savage. Shout out to Savage, man. Shout out to Savage.
Way to redirect, because I was going to get on YouTube. But yes.
I know.
Well, I was about to redirect it. You know, you was talking about bad wings the other day. I had some fat wings from Wing Guru today, bro.
See? You got good wings. You know, you do well.
You get good wings, you get good things.
Or something like that.
Or something like that.
What it do, Ryan, bro. Shout out to you, man. A faithful follower who check out almost every single show we on this John Live. Boy.
Well, even out loud with this one.
Ryan be on this gym more than we do.
Okay.
So we appreciate it.
Okay.
Just saying. Appreciate the support, Ryan, for real.
All right, man. Before we move on to the show, of course, support us, support the Auto Podcast Network. 3 the Harder Way. Again, shout out to Savage, host of this show. Just had Baby Shiloh yesterday, so congrats. Got another baby to LBR family. The Jeans Report, who has a child on the way, I think due in April. So we getting more fathers out here. Like I told y'all, give me another year or two.
I feel that.
We in the white children right now. We
respect.
Trying to get our weight up a little bit, but hey, y'all know to follow us on Twitter or Twix or X, whatever y'all want to call it. TikTok, actually, and Facebook, LBR_media. Subscribe on YouTube and Let's Be Real Media, and on audio platforms if you prefer audio. And Let's Be Real Sports. But hold on, what Ryan got to say? So tell Savage stop shooting the club.
Wow, hey, see, this is not that type of party. Let me go. Nope.
Oh man.
Nope. Redirect. That's what we're doing these days.
But anyway, man, we got a big time guest coming on. If y'all didn't see the title of the show, it can give away some because the name is in the title, but we bring it on right after this word from our sponsor at SeatGeek.
SeatGeek is the ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. When you use our code LBR Media, you will get $20 off your first SeatGeek order. SeatGeek scores each ticket selection 0 to 10 to let you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Click the link in the description to download the app, and remember our code LBR Media for $20 off your first order. SeatGeek, your route to high quality ticket selection.
All right, back. Got our guest on the show, GM of QC Sports, Miss Maya Macklin, but go by Maya Mac. How you doing?
You can't be telling my government now. You got to do that research to get all that.
My bad.
Google me. Is what you said.
It's all right. What's up, y'all?
How you doing, Maya Mac?
I am doing good on this Wednesday night. I am blessed. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
For sure, we're gonna have fun. Thank you for kicking it with us on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Of course.
It's nice. But first up, y'all know what we do. I guess we do Q&A. But first up, we're gonna start off with a flowers segment. So we give our flowers to anybody we want to give it to, preferably in the sports world, but just in general, in real life, anything. So we'll start with our guests. So Maya, do you have anyone or anybody to give your flowers to?
You know, I was trying to think, and I guess I would give my flowers not just to a specific person, but since we are on a sports podcast, it would be to all the women that are working in sports that aren't in the headlines, that really are the engines to a lot of these entities and the organizations. The success of these organizations, behind all of that, are women. So I want to give a shout out to all of the women in sports. Also, I want to give a special shout out to my colleagues at QC Sports. Sophie, Reagan, Kennedy, Brooke, Lauren. We making it happen over there, y'all.
I hope you ain't forget nobody. You're going to have a long day tomorrow.
No. I don't think I forgot nobody. Those are my people. So shout out to them, and just shout out to all the women in sports that are paving the way for people to come behind us. Yeah, I want to give my flowers to all of them and myself.
Of course. And of course, we give our flowers to you as well. Like I said, saying you'll come up now to be in the QC, or you be in the GM at QC Sports. Like,
yes.
So definitely. My flowers would go to the women's Memphis Tigers women's basketball team. The game against Tennessee the other day, taking on the overtime. That's something nobody expected. And it was great to see them compete at the high level against a top 15 team and a rival in Tennessee who had there and played about 20 years. So shout out to them. And also the soccer teams. I don't really pay much attention to soccer, but both the men's and women's soccer team are in the NCAA tournament. And I think the men won their first game. So shout out to just the Memphis Tigers program in general.
Go Tigers, go.
Go Tigers, go. You really took I'm so sad that you did. But respect to you for showing me out. So I'm going to come off the top of my head with mine. My flowers are just going to go to us adults, right? To us 30-year-olds, with whether it's a kid, a spouse, full-time job, whatever the case may be. Like, flowers to all of us as adults, just because I just naturally feel like we all deserve kudos. Life is hard, life is difficult for everybody. So good job to everybody. Push through it, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Because Sharky took mine.
Let's lower the age. Y'all not finna age me 30.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, younger than us, man. Younger than us.
25 and up. I'm 27, so I'm almost
knocking at the door.
Hey,
knocking at the door.
Justin, what she did when you need them?
Right.
Don't give me 30 yet.
Man. I got a flowers actually. My commandment that we have here, let's be real, is consistency is key, right? Mm-hmm. And Adam Silver's consistency in wanting this play-in tournament to be as successful as it possibly can. I'm pretty sure he sent a memo out to certain players and certain teams, and certain players responded to that memo. So I would like to give my flowers to Adam Silver and his commitment to making sure that the play-in is as successful as it is. Kudos to you, because I don't know if I was watching basketball or WWE last night, but it is what it is. Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Nah, facts. Those are facts.
They turn Clay up. Clay don't hurt nobody.
I've seen Clay turn up the last 2 years now. Before that, since he come back from the injuries, he been kind of turning up a little bit.
We need to talk about the basketball courts. That does not get off flower. Because my God,
that's going to troll it now.
Because my
boy.
Yes, exactly.
I tried to watch that Nuggets game yesterday, bro. No sir.
No. It was tough. If you have not seen the New Orleans Pelicans court, I know, because that was tough.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, don't Google it. Actually.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Can I Google it?
Yeah, you can.
No, you should.
Do a live reaction.
Save yourself.
It's terrible, and I don't like to knock anybody's work, but golly, that's.
I think next week we do need to rank the courts, because we need the people to know
yes, what you're looking at. Yes, that's real. That's what you
write that down for sure. Got to rank them
with the green and the purple.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I didn't even know. I guess green is a Pelican color, huh?
Like, who signs off on that? Who says yes? Like, that's final product. We rolling with that. Who says that? Because I want that job.
Okay.
Yeah, people that gave Zion under contract.
Okay, I'm gonna let that one
go. Man.
I don't know.
But back to the comments, Ryan did say, Maya, you do like you're 21, so he thought you were 21.
Thank you.
Like, don't crack.
Maya, disregard Ryan for the rest of the podcast. I'm just letting you know right now.
You gonna say some stuff.
Yeah, because if you entertain Ryan will entertain you. Trust and believe.
To the fullest.
Make it a little on.
Oh, okay.
Be careful what you wish for.
I'm giving it 26 minutes. 26 minutes.
You being generous.
26.
You're right. I'm taking under. Well, under. Oh man, but man, Entree, like we do our guests to Q&A, kind of just picking back and learning about your career and how you got to sports. So I start off with the first question. Where did your love for sports come from?
It started at University of Memphis, 15. Shout out to my girl Raylan too. You know Raylan. That's my girl. So she was actually the head of the recruiting and support staff program at University of Memphis football. And at the time, I mean, I grew up a Dallas Cowboys fan because my mom Cowboys fan. So not too much. But so I was into football, but I really was like, cool, whatever. So Raylan was like, hey, Maya, like, I think you should try this, do this with us for the season. And I'm like, okay, cool. I went into it with no expectations. And then come to find out, I loved it. I loved just being in sports. I loved all the logistics, everything behind it. But football mainly, like I found a deep, deep, deep passion for football when I started doing that. And ever since then, so shout out to Raylan, because if it weren't for Raylan, I would not be here. So shout out to her. For sure.
Bet. And like, how'd you get started into like the agency part? Oh, damn, a Cowboys fan. Oh shit.
So I'm not an agent.
Okay.
So when I was in college, I knew I either wanted to do recruiting or being an agent, but the agent was a lot more education, gotta go back to college. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not going back to nobody else's college. Once I got my bachelor's, it was a wrap for me. So I haven't really touched the agency world. We have agents at QC, I kind of see what they do a little bit, but the agency stuff, I don't think I want to touch it. Maybe down the road, but right now, I'm not trying to.
So describe your role as general manager of QC Sports.
So basically, I oversee all of the internal operations of the company. So I pretty much I wish I had like designated things that I do that I could tell y'all, but I really just do everything. I'm kind of just in the know about what's happening in our football, basketball, baseball divisions, and kind of just running all the operations, making sure everybody is where they need to be, everything's going on that needs to be going on, looking at things that we can do better. Because QC Sports is fairly new. So we started in 2019. So we're still like figuring things out, like, things that we're doing now that's not working so well, let's try something else. So it's kind of like I'm a part of the foundation of the company. So that's just been cool to kind of just like see where we can improve and just like have my hands in everything, which at first I thought I wanted to just do football, but now like I'm growing a love for all the sports. So
and I was just about to bring up the foundation part. Is like you're really helping establish a foundation of not just a sports management agency or sports management, but they come from music. So if you could just kind of describe what that's like in creating that foundation, because when people hear QC, they think of music. I'm talking to a couple of people earlier, and they was like, "Oh, QC got sports now? Oh shit, okay, cool." Mm-hmm. So could you describe what that's like?
So originally when I got with QC, I came over in music. So I worked in music. I literally just transferred over to sports full-time in August. So I had been working with sports throughout my time being with music, but my whole time at QC, I was working over in the music side. So I think it's good because QC already is established. When people see the logo, they know what QC, but like you said, people automatically think of music. They don't think of sports. So that's been kind of our thing. Is like, okay, how do we use this already established brand, but kind of bring our own presence to it? So when people think of QC, they don't just think of Lil Baby or P or Coach, or they think of sports as well. So it's kind of I won't say a blessing and a curse, but it's kind of a double-edged sword because it's like, okay, cool, like, you know, QC, well-known brand, but it's also like we don't want to be under the shadow of music. So we're trying to create our own path. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So yeah, like it's I'm not gonna say it's been easy, but it's been very interesting to figure out how we can do that, how we can establish a presence in the sports industry. Because like I said, when people think of QC, they think of Lil Baby, they think of Lil Yachty, they think of City Girls. They don't think of sports. So that's been like the main thing that we're trying to do. But it's good that we already have. It's not like we just started from complete rock bottom. It's good that we do have this logo to kind of give us, you know, some credibility behind it. But that's been like the goal, is trying to establish our own foot in the sports industry without, like, you know.
And the fact that you are a Black woman in this field, what are those challenges, if there are any? And then, like, what are some of the good things that come along with it as well? Because we always say the bad.
Yes. So I've been very lucky on my journey because it's not like I had to fight a lot of adversity because of me being Black. Because when I was working in University of Memphis, my boss, like the people around me, of course, there was white coaches, but my boss, my direct boss, Black. So there was no pushback there. And then I thought I was going to be in sports when I got out of college, but that didn't happen. We can get into that later. But when I got to QC, it's a Black-owned company. So, like, even though I was working in music, I was still establishing my relationships with people over in sports. And that's how I kind of started building a good rapport with them and just being there when they needed me and stuff like that. And most of them are Black. I mean, we have some white agents, and the head of our marketing department, she's white. But other than that, like, I've been surrounded by my people. So I've been lucky to have like a favorable journey to where I am now, which may not be the story for others, you know. But that's been the lucky thing for me. Now, being a woman, I think that's kind of been the most, I guess, challenging issue. It hasn't even been the fact that I'm Black. It's just me being a woman, because when you step in a male-dominated industry, it's like, okay, can we cuss on here? I cuss a little bit, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, it's like, you know, what the hell she doing here? Like, you know, and when you're a woman in sports, people automatically think that, oh, she's here for the wrong reason. She don't really like sports. Like, and then you get people that hit you with the, oh, so who was the third person drafted in the 1995 draft? And I'm like, it ain't even that serious. Like, you know, so I think like my biggest obstacle has just been a woman, with having to kind of work harder than the men in the industry, you know, just so I can build some credibility, just so people can think that I actually belong here. That's been my obstacle. It hasn't been the fact that I'm Black, which is good for me. I can say that for everybody else.
Do you know the third pick of the 1995 NBA draft?
I know, but I'm not going to the brag like I do.
Hey, I don't think I know the third pick of 95 draft.
Right. I could walk.
Wait, was it Penny? Was it Penny?
He was earlier than that, wasn't he?
I know who knows. Google.
Google. Chuck, you have something?
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. Skylar Google it right quick. I think Skylar has some.
Ryan, I agree. We do.
Joe Smith of the Golden State.
I wouldn't. I guessed it.
Yeah, exactly. My question, Maya, who's that particular woman that you can point your finger to that's in media, that's within sports, to say she's been that reason, or she's been part of that functioning role to help, you know, Black women, who's helped women to get into sports? Is there anyone in particular you can say, that woman in particular, or these women, not to even put that on one particular person, but there are multiple women or one person in particular that you can say she'd help, you know, build or break down those barriers for us Black women?
She got the same last name as Maya.
Tasha,
how dare y'all? How dare y'all?
Everybody always call me that. Ever since they always
y'all.
Hey, Sharky, kick him off the podcast, bro.
How dare y'all?
Kick him off the podcast, bro.
That should have been the obvious.
That Tasha
Like,
Mack is not a name that I thought I would have heard today.
Now they calling me Tasha Mack.
Yes,
Which is
definitely going
it's
to refer
funny
to it.
because I never, when I was watching the game when I was younger, I never pictured myself in this position. So it's kind of crazy. But to answer your question, I want to say there has not been a woman that I was like, you know what, I want to be like her. She's paving the way for the women in sports. Now there are notable women, like of course Nicole Lynn and Taylor Rooks. I think her last name is in the journalism area, like the journalism area. But like there's no woman that I can say, hey, I look up to her because she paved the way. I don't have that, but I want that to be the case in the future. Like I want people to be able to look and be like, hey, Maya, she's doing a damn thing. Like, you know, I want to be like her. I see it's possible for her. Because I think like when people think of women in sports, it's automatically either journalism or like marketing or something like that. But they don't think of other roles. Because I didn't even think about a GM role until I got into it. I didn't even think that was possible. You know, so I want to be the person where people look at her and be like, okay, I see that there's more avenues for women to be a part of these big sports organizations. And there's a place where we belong other than in front of the camera, as far as journalism is concerned. Or, you know, if they want to follow the Nicole Lynn route and be an agent, there's other things that you can do as a woman in sports. So I want to be that person where people can look up to me and be like, okay, I see what she's doing. Like that inspires me to go and find other paths in sports that I can excel in.
That's a good answer. My follow-up question, my last one. Do you have a wish list? Do you have let's maybe top 3 things of, I want to do this, I want to go to this stadium, I want to GM for this team, hopefully not the Cowboys. Do you have a wish list of things that you want to do?
Yeah, hopefully.
You know what?
Right, get paid, bro.
Not too much on my team now. But honestly, the only running wish list I have is to visit every NFL stadium. And so I started that this year. I get magnets everywhere I go. So I've been to
a flex, by the way. Look at this flex.
No, I've been to 4 just this season. But of course, before I decided I wanted to go to all stadiums, I've been to other stadiums. Like I've been to New Orleans, I've been to Dallas, I've been to I don't know what else. But I went to Kansas, I went to Arrowhead Stadium, I went to MetLife twice. I've been to Pittsburgh 3 times. I went to is it Highmark? Is the Bills Stadium Highmark Stadium, I think. I went there, and then I'm going to Baltimore, M&T Bank. I'm going there tomorrow. And then I'm going to Cleveland's stadium on Sunday. So that's my only running wish list. But it's like I got into my role as GM. Now I'm looking to see like maybe what can I add on to that wish list. I don't have anything. I'm just here. I'm just vibing right now, trying to find my way. That's the only wishes I have.
That's what's up. What's up? Now, kind of just bring it back to your University of Memphis days. Why did you decide to go to the University of Memphis?
You know what? I didn't even want to go to University of Memphis. My mama made me go. That's the simple answer. I just knew I was going to Clark Atlanta. I knew I was going to Clark Atlanta. Nope. Mama said, you need to stay home where you got family and da-da-da. I'm like, okay. But luckily, like it turned out a lot of my childhood friends went to Memphis. I met so many great people in Memphis. So I don't regret it, but that's not where I want to go. I don't have no sappy story. That's how I got to Memphis. That's just what it was. My mama didn't want me to go anywhere else.
Hey, I had the show called Let's Be Real.
And that's real. That's real. I can tell you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's be real. I'm happy you didn't go to Clark Atlanta because God damn.
No, it just, you know, God has a way of he's very.
Yes, sir.
Look, I don't regret it, not at all. I had a time. We had a time. Admit.
Maya, let me ask you this. So I got a theory that, of course, rap and basketball are synonymous, which, you know, with the rise of QC sports coming along, it's pretty dope, right?
Mm-hmm.
How soon do you think it'll be before we actually see a rap ball star? And what I mean by that is we've seen the Master P's of the world. We seen J. Cole, even though he's not as talented as, to be in the NBA, he went in Africa and did his thing. So it could be, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But I feel like because the NFL is able to use Taylor Swift, the NBA does the NFL do, but better, and they're able to market their next star, and it could be a rap star, and they could be, managed by QC.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I honestly don't. Just the way everything is going nowadays, and like you said, just the marketing and how the entertainment and sports industry are just really just fusing together at a rapid rate. I don't think it's gonna be long before we see that. I wouldn't be surprised, especially with social media. I don't think it's gonna be long at all. So,
do you think the NIL deal will have something to do with that as well? Because what can happen is, and so I'm giving you ideas. Hit me up after this. What can happen is NIL deals can turn in forms of record deals. You know what I'm saying? So hit me up. I got some ideas. I'm telling you.
We'll talk after we get out here, because you got my brain going.
I mean, but that's what the NIL is for, though. Is for the opportunity to help players in high school and college. Like I was talking to my mentor earlier, Xavier. I don't know if you know Xavier. But we were talking, and his point was, bro, it'll get to the point where you will have professional student athletes and parents have businesses and stuff. So if he's making $1 million, $2 million and able to invest in the parent business, especially if I'm a football player, what the hell I need to go to the NFL for if I'm able to help my family with the millions? So what do you think about that?
The NIL subject is, I'm happy that it's a thing, because yes, these big organizations have been making money off of these players for long enough, but it's like, I don't know, the NIL is such like a double-edged sword, because now it's like you're giving these boys, these young men, access to this much money and responsibility so early, and they don't know what the hell to do with it. Like, so the NIL, I don't know. I feel I'm kind of on the fence about it. Like, and just the effects that it has had. Like you said, what I need to go to the NFL for if I already got $5 million in college? Like, I don't know. It just, that's a good question too. That has my mind everywhere. But that's all I have to say about
something
that.
to think about.
It's something to think about, because damn, the NIL like
it opens up the world of possibility.
Right, I've thought about the effects of the NIL, but like now that we're actually talking about it, like the long-term effects of that, you think it's gonna be a thing for a long time?
Oh yeah, they don't let us in. They don't let us get some money. They don't let opportunities. Like I said, are endless. You can go up and have the number one player in high school in Memphis right now be sponsored by chains. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a thing 10 years ago. You're seeing
all these football players, these college players got big ass chains on, Rolls Royces. I'm like, what the? It's different. I think that's why it's so hard for me to grasp, because it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't wrap my mind around the long-term effects of how the NIL is going to affect professional sports.
Yeah, and I think Ryan said exactly what I want to say. That's where you start to hope, where the school system starts to think about stuff like that. And those type classes are in your at minimum high school type classes, because I know for a fact, me personally, this is scholar speaking, and this ain't knocking nobody's school system. I didn't have those type of classes in school, so therefore, to Maya's point, I'm getting money and I'm just like spending it all types of ways. So you hope that there are examples of people. You hope there are organizations. You hope that there are school systems that are starting to have those conversations with, young ladies and young men. So therefore, when they get this NIL money, they can realize, okay, I can do more with it other than just spending it on this or spending it on that. I can invest it in someone. I can invest in myself. I can invest in this organization, whatever the case may be. So you definitely hope you see that. But again, to the NIL conversation, Angel Reese is out here getting paid, and she is like, I'm good on the WNBA. Like, So props to her, and I feel like she's done well for herself too. So props to her.
She ain't out here showing her ass as she could be. But like you said, I feel like you said, you would hope to see like that the school systems kind of try to make it a responsibility of theirs to start teaching this stuff early. But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. These school systems.
Yeah. Parents need to help with that too. Speaking as a parent.
100%.
Yeah,
that was a whole big debacle on Twitter. But yes, too.
Mm-hmm.
But and I think that's actually, just thinking about that, that's another thing that made me really fall in love with football, with me working at the University of Memphis. Being able to help these young men off the field, like with real life stuff. Because we know 99.9 of y'all are probably not going to the NFL. So where do we go from here? You know, and I kind of just fell in love with learning who they were, what your real hobbies are, or asking them the questions, like to have them thinking like, damn, what do I like to do outside of football? You know, so I think, just to your point, like there was another thing that I really fell in love with, just investing in who they were as people to help them on the field and off the field. And I hope to see, because of NIL, that becomes a bigger responsibility of like the different organizations and schools, but we could only hope for that.
Another question, did Memphis offer, like outside of what you were offering to the young men, were there programs, were there seminars where there were conversations like that being had, basically saying, yeah, I understand you want to go to the NFL, but let's also talk about a plan B or a plan C. So every school may not have a Maya Mac. There's going to be these big time programs, Alabama's, Duke's, whatever the case may be, and they're going to feed everything that person wants to hear. They're going to say everything they want to hear. Sure. And maybe there's not somebody that's saying, hey, you should probably look into this. So are there opportunities within these big universities to have those type of conversations outside of that one particular person?
I would think so, yes. And even with my experience at University of Memphis, like they had different people come and speak. They had like job fairs, career fairs just for athletes. So the resources are there, but they left it up to the athletes to come if you want, and I feel like it shouldn't even be like a come if you want. It's you need to come. Like it needs to be a requirement for you to come to these job fairs. And just because you make it to the league don't mean you're gonna be in there forever. So they have to, like, a lot of these people are not equipped with that kind of knowledge, but it's there. And I can imagine if it's at University of Memphis, it's at the bigger colleges. I could only imagine. I would hope so. But the resources from what I experienced are there. It's just up to the athletes if they want to take advantage of them or not.
What I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say real quick, because it's kind of like an off question just for a second. How much do you target HBCUs when you're looking for clients? Or is that something that y'all want to push for?
I'm not a recruiter. I'm not an agent, so okay. I don't really get into that. Okay. But I do know that some of our agents do look at the smaller schools, the HBCUs, and the underrepresented schools. I do know that, but I'm not going to speak on something that I don't really know, because
for sure.
What I do.
Mm-hmm. For sure, because that's the thing, supporting HBCUs. So Good job, everybody. Let's see what we got. So of course we're gonna definitely move on to sports, but I guess the last question on this side is, what are some inspiring words that you would send out to somebody saying, hey, I want to be the next Maya Matt? Because from what we just heard, like, you're definitely a pioneer in your area for sure. And when you come back on this podcast, however long it take, we'll be having a whole nother different conversation. So of course we're proud of you. I'm proud of you, the homie, for real. I didn't know you forever. So just like for everybody that's watching, is like, what are some, I guess, final words of inspiration that you can leave with?
So I thought about this because I knew you was gonna ask me this. So I wrote it down just so I could get my thoughts together. But I would say, as a woman trying to break into this industry, be open to the different avenues that there are to be, even the avenues that are there, and some there are to create. So be open to that. Don't be just kind of put in a box with just journalism or being an agent. It's not just that. There's so many different opportunities and avenues that are there and that can be created. So I definitely want to say that. I definitely want to say that relationships is the most important thing. Building relationships with people is the most important thing when it comes to any industry, really. But in my experience within sports, how you treat people, the connections you have with people is going to take you way further than your qualifications. Because, I mean, on paper, I'm not qualified to be a GM of anybody's company, especially sports company. Yes, I have the experience with football, but I don't have experience with NBA. I don't have experience with MLB. So the relationships that I built, even while I was working in music, is the reason why I'm here, because my boss saw something in me that I was capable of handling this kind of job. So I definitely say that. I'll say be careful who you trust, because everybody is not your friend, especially as a woman. I've encountered a lot of men that, you know, before I got to where I was, and even before I got to QC, I was trying to feel my way and I was into sports videography. So, you know, I would reach out to different people, which were men most of the time. And I would think that they were trying to help me, but then it ended up turning into something else. A lot of times it was that. So that kind of discouraged me a little bit along the way, but definitely be careful who you trust and who you connect yourself with, because they can hurt you in the long run as well. And to that point, don't be discouraged. Stand firm on what you want to do. If you want to be in sports, be in sports. Like, keep that in mind, because even before I got to QC, I put in my vision book. I do vision books at the beginning of the year. I put QC sports in my vision book. I had no tie to QC sports. I didn't know what I wanted to do for QC sports, but I wish I could pull up a picture for y'all, but I had it in my vision book. And just the way my journey kind of went out, at the time I was working at FedEx in human resources. So they ended up relocating me to Atlanta. And I got here and my mom was like, hey, so-and-so knows so-and-so at QC, they looking for an assistant. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't picture myself going into the music route, but I was like, okay, this is a stepping stone for me to get to where I really want to go. So they ended up happening. I was at FedEx for a month and I started working at QC. So if I would have let go of the dream that I had when I was back in college, if I would have let go of that, I wouldn't be in this position. I just kind of kept it always in the back of my mind. Like, it's going to happen. I don't know how, but God is very intentional. And he set everything up perfectly for me to get to this point. And the last thing I want to say is be the best that you can be with where you are right now, because in your journey, sometimes you're in a space, not just for yourself, it's for other people. And to my point of what I was talking about earlier with what she does now has nothing to do with sports. But if she was not excelling in where she was at that point in her life, I wouldn't have been here, because I wouldn't have done football at University of Memphis if it wasn't for her. So really shout out to her, because she's the reason why I'm here. But yeah, like, that would be probably my last piece of advice. You know, even though you may have dreams and desires, God does give you the desires of your heart, but he don't give them to you when you want them, and he don't give it to you how you think it's going to come about. So you have to be very firm in your faith, and yeah, just stick to what you know, stick to what you believe in, and yeah, do what you can with what you have and where you are. So that is
preaching on a Wednesday. My God.
I mean,
wise
you know,
words.
it's a little some slack for the people, but
Right, there we go.
make some noise, y'all. But yeah,
Blue Mac filled in.
Mm-hmm.
So you know I got to get you right.
No.
So
She said, no, I don't actually.
I'm scared.
number one, how'd you become a Cowboys fan? Question number two.
Okay. I got one too. I got one too.
Okay.
You say your
my mom. Literally, my mom is a Cowboys fan. My dad is a Steelers fan, but I live with my mom. So it was just Cowboys. So I was just kind of, I really didn't have a choice.
Question number two. Y'all play my Panthers, which is my favorite team. It's kind of crazy that we're going against that we're talking and going against each other.
Yeah.
How will you feel when y'all lose against the worst team in the NFL?
I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna feel when that happens, because it's not going to happen.
Sharky, put up the yearboard real quick. Put up the yearboard.
Scallon. The Cowboys did lose to the Cardinals earlier this year.
Okay, but
To be fair.
Okay. That is a very honorable response, but you got to think about how our O-line looked at the time, and
early in the season,
he was going against Josh Dobbs, and y'all see what the man is doing up there in Minnesota.
He balling.
So,
he balling, but she mentioned Josh Dobbs like he out here Pro Bowl.
He is slick.
He's his own rights. He doing what he got to do. Okay.
So about my Panthers beating y'all.
Back to your team. It's not going to happen. So I don't know. I won't feel that emotion because it's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
That is
just have to ask that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a would you rather for her, Sharky. I have a would you rather for her.
Wait.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. No.
You can't go.
Okay. So my would you rather for Miss Maya and her Cowboys. Let's say you. How do I present this question? Would you rather have to fire Jerry Jones? Now, granted, he's the owner. He said, he at the end of the day, everything stops with him. But if that was an option, if that was your role, if that was your decision to make, would you rather get rid of Jerry Jones first or Mike McCarthy first, with the understanding that you have to keep the other person that you're going to keep for the next 5 years?
For the next 5 years?
Yes. So whoever you keep, you have to keep for the next 5 years. Which would you rather give up?
You know what? I'm going to just be 10 toes down on my answer. I'm getting rid of Jerry Jones. He on his way out anyway. Let him go. Jerry Jones he can roll. He can
True Cowboys fan. True Cowboys fan. That's all I wanted to know. Well, how true of a Cowboy fan she was. That's a true answer. I respect it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you for the question.
All right. So the question I got. So Maya, you were working with the Tigers football program when they went to the Cotton Bowl, right?
Yes, I was.
Hey,
how do you feel? How do you feel about what they have been since that moment?
Okay, now I feel like why? Now what?
No, because we got a lot of opinions here about what they are now. Right. So we was like, we want to know how someone. How do you feel about what they are now?
I am a straight shooter. I'm not finna even lie to you.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. Sports podcast. I don't even watch the Tigers like that no more.
Ooh, yes, come on.
I just the excitement is not there. There's nothing that pulls me like. Any that may see this, it is what it is. Y'all can't fire me because I don't work there no more. But Silverfield gotta go. That's just, there's nothing with this team that is like, you know what? I need to go
back to the Hey, we agree.
There's nothing about the team that makes me want to go see the University of Memphis Tigers football team. So I'm not even gonna lie to you like I have not. I bleed Tiger Blue, but I put a little Band-Aid on it for a little bit because
facts. I appreciate that because damn.
I don't blame you.
What are they? 8-2? What are they like 8-2? A solid ass record, but damn, I hadn't watched the game all season.
But the game I watched was the one against
Homecoming. Didn't go in.
Didn't have a reason to go in.
There was no reason.
And I'm gonna tell you how crazy this is. I'm one of those sports fans that I'm not going to a football game if it's anything less than 35, 40, 45 degrees. I'm bougie like that. That's just me. But I can count at least 3 or 4 times. I actually did that for the Tigers when Norvell and Fuente were there. Yep. I hadn't done that since they left. So it goes to show you I'm good on this team. I'm good on Silverfield to her point. I'm good.
And you know what? I'm very grateful that I was there and able to work for the program in a time where they were doing so well. Being able to have college game day experience, and that was crazy. Yes. And that game that night they couldn't have panned out any better. Man. The Cotton Bowl, the Ole Miss game. Like,
Yep.
I mean, we had some great times. Those times have come to a halt, and Maya Mack has been very absent. No.
Just because you left them.
Well,
It's, you know what? It may be it.
Hey,
that might be it.
that might be it. Hey, took you on one today.
Okay.
Took you on one today. We want Maya
Just
back.
happy
We
to be
want
in
Maya
Memphis,
back.
man.
We want Maya back. Exactly.
Maya, hire Maya Mack. We coming back. Let's get it.
Come on now.
Let's get it.
Oh man, anybody else got any more questions?
Man, that's it for me, man.
Thank you.
All
She was great. She was great.
We got.
All
Are we doing Would You Rather?
Yeah, we right here now. We
right
still here because
Lito,
started.
this is a lie for you, Lito. I thought you were gonna ask it, but you know, since I asked it. So Lito talked about wings on our last podcast.
I caught
I
a little bit of that on Twitter, so fill me in. What's going on?
Fill in. And then I ask my question.
So Maya, I mean, from Memphis, right? Like a true Memphian, like you,
Born and raised.
You know, Memphis, born and raised. That means you know wings, and you live in Atlanta, right? So you definitely know the value of good wings.
Did you see her tweets during homecoming week?
Yes, which is why I'm coming down her lane right now. See,
Okay.
When you're from Memphis, you know wings, right? You know this by X, Y, and Z. This place is going to give me good service. They have good wings. I'm going to potentially, for the most part, always go there for wings, right?
Good service, hit or miss. But the food, yes.
Okay, fair, great. Okay, right now the Memphis Grizzlies themselves do not have wings at all. If you do, name me a wing, name me a flavor, name me any type of wing from the Memphis Grizzlies. Good answer. So what I was trying to illustrate was the fact that Memphis does not have good wings. The Grizzlies do not have good wings. So because they don't have good wings, they are not good. People don't go to places, people don't go to food establishments that have bad wings. Am I right or am I wrong?
Say that last part again, because I'm stuck on the fact that you said Memphis does not have. I'm confused.
No. The Grizzlies specifically.
Okay. I'm like, hold on now. Now we got to take it up. Now you're disrespectful now.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, the Memphis Grizzlies specifically, they don't have good wings. They are below average there. So, do you go to any food establishment where you're saying, I mean, the wings ain't good?
Or the burgers?
If you're saying the Memphis Grizzlies in this situation are known for their wings, is that what you're saying? Because if it's an establishment where it's not known for the wings, I don't care if that wing's bad. They got something else I can get.
Like the fries.
If we're saying in this instance, like the Memphis Grizzlies are known for their wings. If they're not good, I'm not going. Yes, to your point.
Thank you. With your question,
we asked that to say Memphis or Atlanta wings.
Oh,
Memphis.
You made me do all of that.
Did you see her tweets during homecoming?
Just have to make sure. Because Atlanta folks.
For those that did not see,
I saw her tweet during homecoming.
For those that did not see, let her have her ISO.
That's true.
I debate with people all the time about Memphis and Atlanta food. And really, I should stop wasting my time because it's not a conversation. There's no debate. And I know y'all seen the whole thing with Keith Lee and how he blew Atlanta up. There's nothing in Atlanta. Like, nobody comes to Atlanta to be like, you know what? When I go to Atlanta, I got to go to that food spot. I got to go get their wings in Atlanta. Nobody does that. When people go to Memphis, some people say barbecue. But people that know, I'm going to get some wings from, when I go to Memphis, I'm getting some wings when I go to Memphis. Atlanta, which you come in here for the clubs, you come in here for the hookah, you know, the BBLs, maybe. And yeah. But no, that's not even a debate. I'm actually tired of debate, and I want to wrap that up in this year. 2024, that should not even be a question.
So you just triggered her.
I'm
sorry,
tired.
Maya.
The food in Atlanta is terrible. Terrible.
You've been a great guest for us, and we're ending on a note like this. I sincerely apologize.
It's okay.
Oh man, on that note, that is the show.
On the Wine Wednesday.
Yes, it is. Maya, shout out to you once again. We are proud of you. I know me and Skylar just now actually meeting you and like do virtually face to face for the first time. But
on Twitter.
yeah, like I said, we've been following each other on Twitter for a while. So yeah, definitely proud of you seeing your journey. Happy for you. Let the people know where to follow you at.
Y'all can follow me on all platforms at the Maya Mac and QC Sports as well at QC Sports. Be looking out because we coming.
I feel like you should change it to the real Tasha Mac.
You know what?
Watch that follow count go up.
Come on, man.
Everybody's been following me, Tasha Mac. Thank you, Ryan. Y'all
Good job, Ryan.
He's been great.
Can we give flowers to Ryan?
Round of applause for Ryan.
Ryan needs flowers.
Give Ryan his flowers.
Good job, bro.
Oh, man, it's okay. But
yes, I really appreciate y'all thinking of me to be on y'all's podcast. I really appreciate you guys, and much success to you guys in your podcast.
And I definitely got to say, man, like it's one of them times where like we would ask people to do interviews, and of course we get like the no, sure. Maya was literally, hey, we good? Y'all still want me? Like, what's up? What we doing? For real, I appreciate that.
Of course.
Well, no, and you know what's funny, and I know the show for the end, but literally, I had prayed. I was like, you know what, God, I kind of want to expand my reach. I want to start doing podcasts and panels and stuff like that. And I swear to you, if I'm lying, God can strike me down right now. You text me maybe 2 or 3 days after I prayed that. I promise. God can strike me down right now if I'm lying.
Wow.
So when I see him text me, I was like, of course. And then of course we have history, so why not?
The homie.
That's why I actually reached out to him.
Since you got God on line one like that, can you all ask him to bless us with a bag or something? Since you and God,
let's all parlay.
Right.
All parlays real quick.
I got you. I'm gonna talk to him. Me and him we got an appointment tonight. I will talk to him.
Man.
Love to hear it. Just CC me on that email. That's all I ask.
I got you.
Email. Right.
I got y'all. Well, thank you so much again, you guys. I really enjoyed myself.
Definitely.
First of many.
Yep. Definitely starting to rise there. Everyone who's checking and tuning into the episode. But as always, y'all know y'all can check us out. All 3 podcasts on network. Let's Be Real Sports, as well as 3 The Harder Way and the Jeans Report. Also, Let's Be Real Gaming on Twitter at Simply Trevor LBR. Also follow us on Twix, TikTok, IG, and Facebook at LBR_media. Subscribe on YouTube at Let's Be Real Media and any podcast and audio platform at Let's Be Real Sports. Y'all know y'all can follow me on Twitter and I guess Twitter and Instagram only. The one DAONE_P Shark.
@_ Scott Lido. Still on Twitter. I'm going to forever call it Twitter. I ain't changing the name of it.
Tweaks.
And of course, I don't count money until it's hand, but Grizz fans, make sure y'all get that apology ready for the Grizz fighter. It is your boy @Tab Shakir. Checking out. Yeah. Sorry ass Grizzlies.
Hey, watch your mouth, sir.
Hey,
you gotta look cocky with that.
I saw the game last night.
No, I deserve to be.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah,
I deserve it.
You can have it right now.
Okay. I'll let y'all have it.
But we got 2 other members that were missing in action today. Follow them at It's Really Sheedy and The Art of Trevor. Till next time, everyone. Peace.